Hey, what's up? This is Jag from Jaggy Sports. It is December the 10th, 2021. And I'm going to sound off on the Lakers' disappointing loss last night. Let's take a look at Stephen A. Smith because a lot of the stuff that he is saying, I totally agree with. I totally agree with Kendrick Perkins. So let's take a look at this clip.
All I said is that there's always going to be a scapegoat. And you ain't traded AD, Russell Westbrook, or LeBron James.
Yeah.
So Frank Vogel will suffer.
life.
I believe if they continue to play this way, Frank Vogel will lose his job before All-Star break. Probably before the year is out. I believe that if they continue to look this way, but it's not that I'm advocating for it to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves it. I'm just saying the Lakers live by a different standard. And if you don't measure up, there's a price that's going to be paid, and this is what it's going to be. That's all I'm saying. Now let me get to the point. The culprit in regards to this, to some degree, is LeBron James. I know he's been injured. I know he missed about 11 games, KP. He is the guy largely responsible for the assemblage of this roster. Russell Westbrook is not wearing a Los Angeles Laker uniform if LeBron James doesn't sign off on it. Anthony Davis isn't going along with it unless LeBron James signs off on it. Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss wouldn't bring guys onto the squad that LeBron James doesn't want there. And so the bottom line is we might lament the fact that the minutes that he's playing, they relying on a dude in his 19th season at age 36, approaching age 37. And I think all of that is very fair because I'm not blaming LeBron James for anything. I'm just simply saying, KP, when you talk about culpability, when you talk about responsibility, he is clearly the leader of this franchise, as well as he should be. He deserves it, okay? But with that leadership comes the responsibility of taking the brunt of the blame when stuff ain't going right and we're seeing a bevy of players that are struggling just to do their job. You're going to look at the leader when it comes to something like that, and that's why I say LeBron James.
Well, you know what, Stephen A., I don't disagree with you, but let me say this before
Sure.
I even start, okay? Let me say this. You know, down there in Texas, in the country, you know, you have an option to roll your trash can to the street and the trash people come pick it up. Or some people in the country, they burn their trash and it stinks when they burn it. I mean, hot garbage. That's who the Lakers are right now. And look, I'm tired. I'm tired of coming on television, whether it's First Take, whether it's NBA Today, and I'm tired of talking about the Lakers. You know why? Because they don't deserve to be talked about. Because they are not good right now. They haven't earned the right to be talked about. I don't care if they lose or win or whatever the case may be. They are trash. And there's other teams right now like the Sacramento Kings, who I would rather talk about than the Los Angeles Lakers, who has been playing phenomenal basketball since firing Luke Walton. I might even want to talk about the Houston Rockets, who are on a 7-game winning streak right now. But when I look at the Lakers, since I got to answer the question, who's the most to blame, I'm going to say Anthony Davis. And I'm not going to say Anthony Davis because of what Charles Barkley said the other night. I heard his comments. I'm going to say it because he has to man the hell up and demand the basketball, okay? And here's why. Anthony Davis right now is averaging a quiet 24 points and almost 11 rebounds. And the Lakers are at their best when they run their offense through Anthony Davis on the low block, like the game last night. Look, you want him to play the center position. He can't handle big Steven Adams on the defensive end. He's just too strong. But offensively, I've been part of on the same team with Steven Adams when AD has given Steven Adams that work on multiple occasions. So it comes to the point where LeBron James and Russell Westbrook have to defer to Anthony Davis. It reminds me a lot of 2008 when I was on that team when we won the ring, when years passed, when we got into 2009 and 2010, you know what the big three said? You know what? Let me defer to Rajon Rondo. He's the young stud. Let the offense run through him. If the Lakers have plans on going anywhere or even have us be worthy of talking about them, they need to get the ball to AD more.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. They need to run it to him, but he does need to be a bit more assertive and aggressive because just getting, you know how it is, KP. If you on the court and it's somebody that's going along to get along, he knows what he can do, but he doesn't mind being passive or, dare I say, deferential because he has other stars on the court. Then you got to implore him to want it, to demand it. We're looking at the Lakers here. I'm looking at this schedule, KP. The losses that they've had, the 13 losses, they're 13-13 and 500. And by the way, you brought up Sacramento. It's not an accident. Luke Walton is gone. Alvin Gentry's the coach. They're 5-3 with him as a head coach in Sacramento. Ladies and gentlemen, Alvin Gentry, I think he's already proven this. We're happy for Willie Green, but Alvin Gentry should have never been let go in New Orleans. Alvin Gentry knows how to coach. Alvin Gentry knows how to coach. Alvin Gentry is a head coach in the National Basketball Association who should have never lost his damn job, to be quite honest with you, a couple of times in his career. So I'm very happy to see him head coaching the Sacramento Kings right now. And it's not an accident to me that they're playing better basketball because when they play like hot garbage, as you would bring up, KP, he called them on it. And this was his second game on the job. And he called them on it. He said, we look like hot garbage, look like trash. We got to get it together. You look at the Los Angeles Lakers, you're absolutely right. We keep talking about them. They've got 2 losses to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've got a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who've improved. We know that. But they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves by 24. We got a loss to, obviously, they lost to the Knicks, okay? They lost to the Sacramento Kings. They lost to the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. They lost to the Portland Trail Blazers, all right? I'm just looking at them right now, and I'm saying, look, man, it's 26 games in, almost a third of the, listen, almost half the season is arriving shortly. The bottom line is LeBron James is the leader. And what you need is somebody not that tries to hold people accountable, somebody that's fully capable of holding people accountable. And I don't want to hear stuff about Russell Westbrook. I got to tell y'all something. He shoots 32% from three-point range. That's not great, but that's an improvement because he was in the low 20s for the last couple of years. It's Anthony Davis shooting 19% from three-point range. Russell Westbrook is unselfish. He's trying to fit in. It's LeBron James that has to take the bull by the horn and say, yo.
So there you have it. The reason why I wanted to show you guys that clip was because Stephen A. Smith was dead right. The accountable person, there's always got to be a scapegoat. And for that scapegoat, it is Frank Vogel. You're supposed to be a defensive-minded coach, yet you're 29th in the freaking league, and you guys can't defend anything on the pick and roll. Nothing. So give Russell Westbrook credit. He's doing his job. He's doing what he can do. I still say trade him. I still say bench him because this stuff is not working. Also, basically, the major fault for this entire disaster of a season, 26 games into the season, and they're 500. They're 13-13 right now. So the major fault is on LeBron James. And he's the leader, yes, but all these stupid changes with LeBron James bringing in Russell Westbrook and all these vets and whatnot that's way past their prime is all LeBron James. Like, Rob Pelinka doesn't make a move without consultation from LeBron James. So basically, you're telling me that Russell Westbrook never worked with Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant left. Russell Westbrook never worked with James Harden. So they traded his ass to Washington. Russell Westbrook never worked with Paul George. So Paul George left him. Russell Westbrook never worked with Bradley Beal. So what happens? It's kind of like, it's not going to get the job done 100%. I don't know. And I think LeBron James, his ego got in the way, saying, hey, I'm going to be the first one where it does work with Russell Westbrook. And, this is another thing where LeBron James, overlooked by his ego, was dead wrong. So he was dead wrong on all these sign-offs. Carmelo Anthony, give him credit. He's a good shooter, but he can't defend worth anything. He can't defend anything. And then I agree with Kendrick Perkins as well, because Kendrick Perkins saying that a lot of the fault is on Anthony Davis. Well, yeah, it's just, you're the center, you're playing like crap, and you have to have the ball in your hands. You have to demand the ball. You have to be more aggressive. And he's only averaging 24 points when a guy of his status, a guy of his credentials and what he's capable of, is only averaging 24, which he should be averaging at least 30 points. And the offense should run through him. He should be the leader on the defensive end, but he's not. So I honestly thought Memphis Grizzlies would lose last night because they're without John Morant, they're without Dylan Brooks, yet Lakers, they lost by like 13 points last night, which is incredible, incredibly stupid. And, Jeannie Buss is saying, oh, we can't hold Frank Vogel completely accountable because we're not healthy. Well, who else is there left to be on the team? Kendrick Nunn and Trevor Ariza. So you're telling me that those two guys are the turning points for this entire team to get better. That is a load of crap. I think this is a disaster of a season, and I'm pretty sure that if the Lakers want to do any good and rectify this entire season and not waste LeBron James' 19th year, you don't listen to LeBron James because, he's been proven wrong in the last 2 years. You basically fire Frank Vogel. Guarantee that's going to happen. They just, they don't want to pull the trigger right before Christmas. They don't want to pull the trigger right after Christmas between New Year's. But look for Frank Vogel to get fired early next month, early in 2022. So that to happen, trade Russell Westbrook or bench him and get a coach that can actually say, run the freaking offense through Anthony Davis. That's what you got to do, because what you're doing right now is not working at all. And quite frankly, I agree with Perk. I'm sick and tired of the Lakers being talked about in the media. They don't even deserve to be talked about in the media because Golden State should be talked about. And speaking of which, Shaq actually said something correct. A former Laker saying that he would rather watch Golden State and Steph Curry rather than the Lakers, who are like a disaster, complete disaster of a season. And you can't blame him. I know he's a former Laker. He's got his own statue in I guess it's Crypto Arena now. But, you can't blame the guy. Steph is having an unbelievable season, and the Lakers are an afterthought. It shouldn't be that way. You got 4 future Hall of Famers on the team. And, when this deal went down with Russell Westbrook for KCP, Kuzma, and Montrezl Harrell, I thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Then they started making all these stupid t-shirts with all 3 of those guys on the t-shirt saying LA is us. And I said to my buddy, I said, what's the point of even having it? Because it's not going to work, and they haven't even accomplished anything. So it's literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Sad to say that another season has been wasted under LeBron James, and he's not getting younger. And yeah, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. His 4th ring is his last ring. This is Jag Meng at Jaggy Sports. Tune in tonight where they take on the OKC Thunder, and I don't know what to expect. Will they win? I have no idea, because they've lost twice last 2 games to OKC Thunder, and Shea Alexander is back. He put on a clinic against the Lakers last time, so that should give you an indication where the Lakers might just lose tonight as well. This is Jag Manga, Jaggy Sports, December 10th, 2021.